What's up, world? It's your girl, Karma Ye.
And it's Fonnie.
And this is another episode of the
Warlock Whores.
We here. We're going to kick it off with something a little different today. We learned our lesson from our first episode. Yeah. We appreciate y'all for tuning in. We're going to kick it off a little different this time. We're going to start with 52 essential conversations. Right here, we're going to ask a question.
All right. So this topic is regarding stress management. What do you say to yourself when you make a mistake, and how can you be kinder to yourself?
I'm going first.
You want to go first? Yeah, because I read the question.
Okay. So, can you read it again for those of the people that may not have heard, and myself?
What do you say to yourself when you make a mistake, and how can you be kinder to yourself?
When I make a mistake, I usually beat myself up for the first portion of it. After realizing that the mistake was done, I'm overanalyzing what I coulda, woulda, shoulda done. What I could probably do. Eventually, I do work my way out of that. Right. You know, after some reflection and just accepting what is. Because it is what it is,
right?
You know, but once that happens, I feel like I am more gentle with myself. I usually talk to myself in the mirror and just kind of look and be like, "It's all good. It's all good. We got this." Yeah, that's what I do.
Well, okay, I kind of feel like we have the same technique, because I honestly overthink a lot to the point where I beat myself up. Sometimes it keeps me up at night. It takes me quite a while to come to terms with the whole "fuck it, it is what it is" type. But once you finally, I feel like once you finally get to that let it go, it is what it is mindset, then it's like a big weight's been lifted off your shoulder. You know, like once you just let it go, if it's something that can be fixed and you're beating yourself up about it, just let it go.
It is easier said than done.
It
took some practice for me. I don't just let it go and it is what it is.
Right.
But
me too. It's much easier said than done.
Yeah.
But we're doing it.
Yes, we are. And what's the second part? The second part is, how can you be kinder to yourself? I can be kinder to yourself.
I still struggle with that. So, I mean, honestly, it's self-reflection, I guess. Like, just taking yourself out of a certain scenario and like, you know, this is what it is. Also accountability, I believe.
Yes. Accountability.
Yes.
That's a big part of it. I recently came across I don't even know if I can call him a doctor. That's something that needs to be fact checked. Yeah. His name is Gabor Mate, and he specializes in like drug addiction and things like
Where'd
that.
Where'd you find him?
YouTube.
Oh.
Love YouTube. We stumble across all types of people. But when he talks about like compassionate self-inquiry, so he deals with like people who are addicted to drugs. And a lot of times they're dealing with guilt and they're beating themselves up because, you know, every day they want to kick the habit, right? But they need to fix. So he came up with this theory of just kind of self-inquiry, but compassionately, where you're not beating yourself up. You're just objectively looking at yourself and not so much blaming, but looking at the how.
So it's kind of like self-reflection, like the same concept? Okay.
Yeah. But it's called compassionate self-inquiry. And that's something that has been helpful for me. Anyway.
Send me the link.
I'll send you the link. Cool. That also ties into, that question is awesome.
Right.
It ties into this week's episode. We want to focus on confidence and what it means, our journeys with confidence.
Our struggles with confidence.
Struggles with confidence has been very real. I guess you want to share a personal experience with that with our audience.
Right. So we're going to kick off with the first topic of discussion, and it's very personal for me. So I'm going to tell you guys a little bit something about my hair journey. And I did tap into it a little bit in the first episode, but a lot of people aren't aware of the fact that me cutting my hair initially was not by choice. I mean, right now it is by choice, But there was a lot of breakage and damage due to, I would say, hair relaxers, processing, over having heat on my hair. And it just broke off. So I was really left with no choice but to cut my hair. And I'm so embarrassed to even say this, but I really felt like when, the final decision was made, I was left with no choice to cut my hair. It was really, 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 really hurtful for me. Like it was, and honestly, I felt like I was really shallow and vain because the first thing that came across my mind was how other people were going to view me or how they were going to look at me, and that I would be like less attractive to men, which right now I feel like embarrassed to even share that or say that because of where I am right now and the confidence that I have with wearing short hair.
That's real shit.
So, yeah, that's my, But I love my hair now, and cutting it and doing this is by
damn
choice.
Good.
It took a lot for me to get to this point.
Yeah.
And if anybody's struggling, like get rid of it, chop it off. Hair grows back.
But look at
your hair does not define you. My hair does not define me. While we're on this topic too, I wanted to discuss 4C hair and what I've learned for caring for my hair.
Before you jump into that, can I ask you some questions though? Because you went, first of all, thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, because if any of you watching.
I try not to shed a tear. But
and that's all good if you do, because this is the space for it, right? We safe. We surrounded by the plants. It's feeling real healing in here. But the fact that anybody knows it's not easy to share those insecurities, and for you to just be so open about sharing how, you internalize other people's perspectives of you, how you thought that it would keep you from possibly attracting a mate. Yes. Right? Like all of that. But then you wrap it up and you show up and you hear, looking how you look, and it looks good. Thank you. You're welcome. Shout out to Old Head Fred.
Old Head Fred. Right?
Nah,
he did me right.
But for you to, how did you come to the self-acceptance of...
I don't know. Like it took me a while because I struggled with, funny story. Initially I didn't know where to go. I was going to like a hair salon to get my hair cut. Big mistake. So my sister was like, why don't you just go to a barbershop? Like I feel like, because I was never satisfied. Like after like women would cut my hair, it just wasn't. So my first experience with a haircut at a barbershop was with, I don't even really want to say his name, but he's a very popular barber. He's an old head. I figured because he was an old head and he'd been in the game for years, he was going to do me right. He didn't. He gave me a fade, and it was like, that was like the first experience at a barbershop, and it was really bad. Let my hair grow back. Then I decided to, shop around for some barbers.
What made it bad, though? What made it bad?
He gave me a fade. Like I had a fade. It was like, it was giving like elementary school. Like
you had like the
girl. It was bad. Juju told me to keep a hat on. Like it was so bad. But the confidence came from just like finding a good barber and just seeing like what works for me. I was like online looking at women, like African American women with buzz cuts, because it's considered to be a buzz cut.
And I love what you do with the color. She be switching it up, y'all.
Yeah, I do, because I get bored with the blonde. So also because I don't really like my hair to be chemically processed like that. Okay. Although I'm not technically considered natural because my hair is color treated. But other than bleaching my hair and I don't bleach often, like I would say every 3 months, because I let it grow out. I'll let the bleach grow out, and I'll just like dye the tips. That's when you like the color. I add color to the tips. I don't know. I just play around with whatever. But at the same time, it helped me fall in love with my hair and appreciate my hair. I mean, at its somewhat natural state, because like I said, like after the bleach grows out of my hair, then it's more natural, and then that's when you'll see the coils, which technically are just curls.
That ties into the maintenance of the 4C that you want to get into.
Yes.
Go ahead, continue your journey. Share your journey.
What I've learned is that conditioner is really the key to maintaining 4C hair, and I feel like a lot of African American women don't really take the time to find the right products, because that's what I do. Like, I'll literally go to the store and I'll look at products that cater to 4C hair. Also, I'll bring some products in for review. I would say, like, I don't know, maybe every once in a while. But once you find the products that work for you and I guess like a style or a cut that works for you, it helps build your confidence.
And that's what happened with you.
You may have to invest, in good hair care products, but once you do, I can guarantee you'll fall in love with your hair. Also, I would like for us to refrain from using, I would say, nappy as a way to describe, because that was my first thought as well. Like, and I feel like disgusting to even share that. But when I initially wanted to cut my hair, I'm like, what am I gonna do? Like, I'm not gonna have a relaxer. I'm not gonna have any weaves, because I was like
the natural
texture. I was embarrassed to wear my hair in its natural state. And now looking back at how I felt, like, those thoughts, they disgust me. And like I said, like, I've learned.
They still disgust you?
Yeah, that I felt like that. Like, it's just disgusting that I was ashamed to wear. I know, this is what we're talking about, the cue card, right? Now. No, I'm in a good place. No, I'm not beating myself up. I don't know. I'm just sharing this with you guys. Like, what I've learned is the conditioner is the key to maintaining 4C hair. And coils or curls, don't let anybody tell you otherwise. 4C hair is beautiful.
Don't let nobody tell you
let's
nothing
normalize
different.
Not using nappy as a way to describe 4C hair.
I like that. So it sounds like you're making a statement from your own experience.
Yes.
Like, my hair is not nappy. My hair is curly, but it's a different texture.
You see these little baby tsunamis kicking
I
in?
see them little tsunamis.
So yeah, I just wanted to share that. It was like, I'm surprised I didn't cry, because it was like a really, really, really big journey for me.
But you did it.
Yes. And now I love it. Like, my hair be growing back. I'm like, I can't wait to go to the barbershop. Like,
it looks good. And you definitely got your little, it's you.
Fred, he hooked me up.
You.
See this?
It's you for sure. Thank you for sharing your personal journey. I guess my personal journey with confidence would have to be my weight. I may look like this now,
snatch,
but I used to be 200, and I think I got up to like 260, 263.
You look good.
Thank you. Good. I'm 166. I'm 166.7 or something. I don't know.
Wasn't that like your goal? Like,
it was. But that's the thing about goals. It's like, once you reach your goal, it's like, wait a minute. Yeah. Now I wanna be 150. Right. Tighten it up.
No, I know.
But that was probably the biggest thing with my confidence. So I gained weight coming out of high school, coming out of my teens, coming into my adult.
Right.
I was, I think, like 170. And then in 2011, I got pregnant with my son, and then I blew up. I went from like 170 to 250, and I was just enjoying all the cravings. I'm like, I want McDonald's. It was summertime too, because I had my son in October, so I was pregnant as hell in the summertime.
Right,
so I'm at everybody cookouts,
right?
The fish fries and everything. Like, can you give me a plate?
Right.
And everybody loving on you,
right?
Like, oh, when it's
eating good.
Feed me. So we do that, right? And then I have the baby, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna breastfeed. It's gonna fall off, but that shit does not fall off.
Girl,
it does not fall off. And mind you, I was scratching my stomach, so I got stretch marks and things like that. So that was always like insecurity of mine. Then when my son was about 5, I started a weight loss journey, and I started to care about what I was putting into my body, things like that, trying to do cardio, things like that. And I lost some weight. And I think I kind of like lingered between like 200 and 210, 200, 210. So I was still bigger. But you know how your people be like, but you're still so pretty, even though you're big. How Fonnie said, don't call your hair nappy. Don't tell people who have a issue with their weight that they look fine. Because even though you may feel like they look fine, it's a personal goal of their own. And you're trying to like pacify them and speak against their goals for themselves. So that's how I felt anyway. I might be projecting onto y'all. But when I know that I'm obese because the doctor is telling me I'm obese, but my friends are like, girl, but you're beautiful. You're so pretty. And it's like, bitch, I ain't asked if I was pretty. I know I'm pretty. I'm obese. Like, so that was my thing. Then I got pregnant with Bryn.
Okay.
And that 200, 210 went right back up to 260.
So went right back up.
Went right back up. Actually, no, it did not. It went up to like 230. I didn't gain that much weight. But then I discovered like mindfulness and just different self-reflection, self-realization things. Once I started that journey, it really made me look at myself. And plus my father got sick around that time. So I was looking into his health. He had high blood pressure, mindful. Diabetes, things like that. So it made me look at myself.
Right.
And I'm like, wait a minute, this is a science. If you do this plus this will happen. So that type of mentality made me start questioning the things that my relationship with food, basically.
Right.
And then I started to lose weight.
And then you started getting the results.
I started getting the results. And then today, fast forward, my daughter is 3. So 3 years after, I'm down to 166.
Oh, that's right.
But I still have my little mommy pouch. And that's okay. That's a love-hate relationship. I'm proud of it. And I don't think I'll ever be fully confident because it's always that, you know, if I go to the beach and we went to Miami. When we went to Miami, I had the 2-piece on, but I know I look good because I feel good. But then I'm looking at everybody else and girls got their bodies done.
Everybody else went to Dr. Miami. You seen what it was looking like.
You know, they was ready. I was like, ooh, wait a minute. Let me put on my robe. So it hits me too, that confidence shit. But something that I have realized is if I'm not respecting myself and accepting myself like wholly, who will? Like, who will? So I love on myself. I put lotion on myself. I rub my belly. I look in the mirror, do things like that. And that was my personal struggle with confidence, which I can't even speak past tense because it's still a present.
It's still present, yeah.
It's still a present situation. But I don't get no complaints at home. So, you know.
I mean, while we're on the topic, did you want to get into like body shaming and
we can do that.
Skinny shaming? Because you were saying something about people like, you know, saying, oh, well, you look good.
Yes, yeah.
So I want to revisit that. I don't know. I just feel like skinny shaming is not really talked about as often as like, you know, fat shaming when it comes to body shaming. I feel as though skinny shaming could be just as hurtful as fat shaming. Just from my personal experiences with people, you know, saying.
Can you give me an example? Okay.
All right. An example, I mean, extreme skinny shaming, I see it a lot on social media. I'm not going to lie. And I get disgusted. Sometimes I feel like, especially Instagram, like it's a target for like, or platform for bullying a lot. Definitely. Like I'll go and I'll just read comments, you know, them being trolls. Nosy, trying to get some laughs. And, you know, somebody will just, you know, not be curvy or whatever. And then everybody's like, oh my God, she needs to eat. Or, you know, oh, she looks anorexic. She look like.
Right.
And I feel like people don't take skinny shaming as serious as fat shaming because a lot of people think that when you're small, you're either not eating, you're dieting too much, or you're doing too much exercise. But some people just can't put on weight as much as others do. And some people struggle with confidence because of that.
That's a real thing.
It is.
Like,
I mean, I've experienced that. Yeah, I went through it. Yeah. And, you know, just like little things and even talking to people that, you know, were skinny shamed. It's like, you know, everybody thinks I don't eat or whatever the case may be. And people often forget that it can be as hurtful as fat shaming. You know, they say things like, you know, you're tiny or you're petite. That's just as bad as calling somebody fat to a person that does not want to be, spectrum. You know, or a person that feels like they're being skinny. Like people don't take it as serious as fat shaming, but it's a thing. It's a thing. I struggled with it, you know?
Yeah. I can see that. It's like a spectrum. It's like both sides of the same coin. Right. Basically. And it's like a judgment. That's what it comes down to. It's basically a judgment. And it's like, who asked you for your opinion of my body? Yeah. Yeah, it's a thing. It's definitely a thing. I think your body look good.
Thank you. I think you look good on snatch over there.
Thank you. It took some time, but we're here.
So what are things that you think or that you do to like boost your confidence, or if you're feeling like low vibrational or lack of confidence?
So something that a few practices We could talk about my practices. Yeah, practices. So recently, for those of you who follow me and know my life story, because I be putting all my business on the internet. Does. All my business on the internet.
With them reels.
I love a reel. I love a good reel. I recently experimented with go-go dancing. I was a go-go dancer for about 3 weeks.
Girl, 2 days. Don't do that.
I worked 2 days, but I was employed for about 3 weeks before I quit. But those experiences for me, that was me like overcoming.
I was about to say, helped you overcome that, right?
Overcoming that fear. And what led up to that? Okay, so I was big in January of 21, right? I got out of a relationship and I was still heavy set. And one of the ways that I worked out was dancing. So dance has definitely helped me connect to myself and boost my confidence, just feeling my body move, and just getting in touch with myself in ways. Dance, mirror work, like really looking at yourself in the mirror and talking to yourself. Like, there'll be days where I'm my own mother, like a conversation that you would imagine your mother having with you, like, dear, you know, that's something that I actually practice to this day. Like, I have to look at myself and get myself all the way together, because sometimes the mind will take you on a ride and you'll be making up stories. And the reality is, like, I'm straight. Like, I'm not really impacted, but I feel like I'm all over the place.
No, I just feel like sometimes your mind could be the scariest place to be. Like when you're lost in your own thoughts.
Yeah, definitely. And most times we are our, I know you've heard this. Everybody must have heard this. You are your own worst critic.
Correct. Right.
And that has been the case for myself, where everybody that surrounds me has great things to say, you know. But here I am. No. I have this. I'm carrying this. I'm dealing with this. This could be better. This could be done sooner. And it's like, according to who? According to who?
Right.
According to who? So me doing the go-go dancing, that was overcoming the fear. Me doing the mirror work, that helped me get to the point to be able to say, well, fuck it. We here now. Let's put it out. Let's see. You know, it boosted my confidence in that way. So
like getting out of your own way.
Yeah. What about you? What are some things you do?
I'm still struggling to get out of my own way.
And that's okay.
There's some high vibrational days, some low vibrational days, but
that's life.
Speaking like mirror work. So I have this thing where I like to dance in the mirror, and I listen to like music that like lifts my spirit. Like I listen to old school reggae, positive. Don't be going on my compa. I listen to compa. Music like has healing properties. And certain sounds soothe you. Like, and you know, they speak to you and they're healing. I know, you know. So my thing is I just TLC. Like I'll spend like an hour in the bathroom, shower, bath, taking extra time, you know, to lotion up, conditioning my hair. Just like I go in like a self-care routine when I'm feeling like a lack of confidence, get my nails done, a fresh set, refill, you know, petty. Also, I like to dance nude in the mirror. I don't know. It's just a thing. I'll put my compa on, light some sage, and just be.
How to have you just get out the shower? And
I just be naked.
You be wet.
Get out the shower. I just like, I don't know. That's my thing.
Ain't nothing wrong with it.
That's my thing. I'll be like burning sage.
Yeah, it's a ritual.
Yeah, that's my
Believe
ritual.
it or not, I feel as though like that's not anything new. Like our ancestors would connect to themselves and to the earth, you know, doing the same exact thing.
Yeah, dancing has always been a thing.
Yeah,
when it comes to connecting to yourself,
that's a beautiful thing.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know if I have danced naked.
I love it
in the mirror.
So free. Like
I did kind of go through a spell. Raunchy, y'all. Tell the kids go to bed. I went through a spell where masturbation was a thing, where it was like I was kind of celibate. I was celibate from external love, you know, and I was putting all that love on myself, and that was really a thing. Like learning my body, learning what I like, just getting to know myself on every level, and that definitely.
So
helped.
you was on the hub like every day. Like, you know,
I didn't either, girl. I had me and my crystals.
Wait, I have so many questions
my imagination.
Right now.
Go ahead.
Shoot. Hold on.
Make sure it ain't no ears.
Wait, what do you mean with the crystals?
No.
Oh, I'm like, no. Are we doing objects? Is that what we're?
No.
Okay.
Just the ambiance, like you see how we have crystals here, just like
I just wanted. I had to ask. Okay.
It was very ritualistic, if you will. Yeah, I wasn't using anything internally.
I just wanted to know because I remember one time me and you talked. You were like, I used my crystal. I'm like, what the fuck did she mean by that? Like, should I ask her? Like,
you should have.
Is this a?
Because you had the wrong idea, honey.
Okay, that's I'm a little perverted, so
a little bit. No, but it's right. Rightfully so. I mean, we talking about masturbation.
Right. You know, there's a category for that object. I won't judge.
They definitely make.
I won't judge.
Like, what are they called? Yoni eggs, and like yoni. They make toys for pleasure. Yeah, the crystals. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yes. might have to buy one and bring it in for review. Let the people know what's going on out here. But it was always just for the intention. Okay. So for instance, if I had crystals, say rose quartz, emerald, rhodolite.
I thought it was rhodolite. I think it's
rhodolite. Just certain crystals that represent self-connection and love and acceptance and confidence. Sense. Yeah. Okay. So it would be a very intentional ritual and pleasure. And they also say that like the orgasm, they say that is like the most heightened energetic sense. That's like, because we give birth, it's a portal down there. The vagina is a portal. We're giving birth. We're creating life with that energy, the sex energy. So they say, from the research that I've done, when you are pleasing yourself or, channeling that energy and using it solo, not investing it in anybody else, I feel like I've heard that you can manifest great things because it's like a life, a living energy.
So do you feel like, do the crystals like intensify your orgasm?
I can't say if I know that for a fact because I don't know. I just know that the intention is there. The intention of what they represent.
Right.
What the science behind crystals, and each crystal represents a thing. I didn't create these things. It's just a system. It's a system that I use. So I pick out the stones that represent a certain thing that I want to embody or invoke, and then that would be that. Okay. And I come out of that little ceremony feeling modified, if I would say so myself. So, I mean, it works.
Okay, that's good. I'm just glad you're not using the crystal.
And if I did,
if you did, keep it to yourself.
Like, no, it would be probably. I mean, yeah, the shapes.
I mean, it's not like it's uncommon. Like I said, people use anything these days.
People use anything. Yeah. I'm not messing with you. I've heard stories. And we're back. Is that how we do it?
That's how we do it. Okay. In my brain voice.
That's how we do it. So, sticking to the topic of confidence, you like how we staying on topic this time, right, guys? We're not all in the pockets, all in the dips,
all over the place.
Yeah, no. But back to confidence. External influences. We all know that even though confidence is an inside job and it comes from within, I'm pretty confident that every one of us has faced situations where it's kind of hard to have confidence in yourself because there's outside voices, triggers, society, different things that happen every day, whether it's on TV or personal, that kind of just knocks a little chip off your confidence block. Right? Right. So I want to talk about those external influences and how we are impacted by those, because that is a critical part of our self-esteem, our environment, right?
Speaking of that, like, often I used to hear, like, people always say that self-esteem shouldn't be affected by an outside influence because it's esteem of self. And I kind of like, I get it. It shouldn't, but it still does sometimes.
Yeah. And most times it starts at home.
Right.
It starts at home. And I'm learning that now with, with my son, I wasn't so conscious about confidence because with my first, I was like, you know, go play with the blocks. Don't touch that. Your shoe's going to get dirty. But with my daughter, on the second go round, now that I've raised the 10-year-old, you know, but on the second go round, I feel like with her, I kind of let her do her own thing. And I'm more conscious about, you know, telling her things that might break her little heart and make her just second guess herself. Even though she's 3, it's like, that is where it starts. Like, for example, for me, I always danced. I always sung. I always wanted hugs. I'm a Gemini. So, you know, I'm just always in the mix, out and about, you know, socializing and shit. But my parents, I can remember clear as day, my parents calling me fast. That was a thing. So where my confidence comes in and I'm just being a social butterfly and trying to connect with people, which I now understand is what we're here to do. We're here to connect and build and get to know and learn and build with other people, right? But that was frowned upon as a child.
What do you mean, like
by fast? Like not promiscuous, but just like a little hot ass.
Okay, like a little hot-headed type.
Hot ass.
Okay.
Like little hoe. I guess you would like, because I guess it's well, to me, a child is a child.
Right.
I'm not going to look at a child and say that child is, if they're just frolicking and being innocent, like they're innocent. There's an innocence on children. And I feel like at that age, where I was called fast, if I could think, maybe 7 at 7.
Wow, 7?
Yeah, 7.
So if you don't mind me asking, where, like, give me an example of like where this would come from. Like, what is it that you did?
Dancing. I was always a dancer.
Okay.
Always dancing around. When people would come around, or men, for instance, because, you know, I had three
right.
older stepbrothers. They had friends, or just other family members, things like that. Like, I just remember I was coming from Florida, staying with my mother, and then I came to Jersey at 7, stayed with my father, my stepmother. I have 3 stepbrothers. They were fairly older than me, so their friends coming around was maybe like 17, 18. But just like hanging out, giving hugs, things like that.
And they looked at it as like you being fast?
Yeah, being fast, being in grown folks' business, things like that, which is corrected to this day. Like, kids still get corrected for these types of behaviors. But I feel like there should be a little space to let, you know, kids be kids.
Right.
And not project that inappropriateness on them when it's an innocence there. So that little, you're fast. So at that point, it's like, I don't want to be seen. I don't want to be seen now, because now I'm being told about myself in a way that's going to get me this type of attention. So now my confidence is a little lower and I don't want to be seen. Like, just that type of comment can taint
absolutely
my perception of myself. Because it's like, I just wanted a hug, but you think I'm being fast, like I'm some hoe because I want a hug. Like, that's where it started for me.
I think they just mistaking like your free-spirited like personality for, I don't know, being fast. I wouldn't say, I don't know. I just feel like
I'm not gonna make
actions.
excuses.
Okay,
I'm not gonna make excuses for my parents. I don't know what they were thinking.
Right. You're right. We're not gonna do that.
Their parents probably told them they was fast, and they probably got their ass beat. Yeah. So I mean, it's all generational. Like that.
It is.
Yeah.
And speaking of, can I take the?
Oh yeah, go ahead, girl.
Since we're getting on generational, so my, I guess, lack of confidence stemmed from also like early childhood trauma. I believe it was generational curses as well. So in our culture, a lot of things I guess won't make sense to like American culture. I was introduced to like skin bleaching at a young age. You know, I was taught how to like, you know, tweeze my eyebrows, wax, like tweeze my, like, I think I was like 9 or 10. And, you know, now I don't want y'all coming at my mom because I love my mom. And I honestly, to this day, don't think like she meant any like ill will.
Her upbringing
and
too.
I just think that's how she grew up and what she was introduced to. And it trickled down to me. But I don't think to this day she understands like how hurtful and like how it affected me.
Yeah.
With insecurities and lack of confidence.
That's heavy.
Like I said, so like fairer skin is always considered to be like, you know, more beautiful.
That plays out everywhere in this world,
right.
too. All countries.
Skin bleaching is very, very popular, like in the Caribbean, in Africa. Like I said, I was introduced to that. Like I would go to like my aunt's house. You know, she's bathing in bleach, taking bleach baths to lighten her skin. Wow. I was introduced to like skin bleaching products at a very young age. I was, you know, mom's teaching me how to tweeze my eyebrows. Also, one thing that I feel like was very, very hurtful to this day is my mom had a thing where she would like nitpick like certain attributes about me and point out certain things and say, well, maybe if you did this or maybe if you did that. And
that's a tricky one because it's like you want to speak into your kid's life and give your input, but at the same time, you're making them second guess themselves.
Yeah, and it just always, I don't know, like to me, to this day, I think that's basically, that's why I think the lack of confidence and the lack of love like stuck with me because of what I experienced. And I don't think she purposely meant to hurt me.
She probably
honestly
didn't.
Just looking at the relationship that she had with her mom before my grandmother passed away, I think it was a generational curse. I promised myself that I wouldn't do that with my daughter. You know, like every kid wants to hear their mom, you know, tell them that they're beautiful, call you princess. I didn't hear that from my mom. I think I heard like a good 2 or 3 times her telling me that she loved me, not saying that she didn't. I can't ever remember my mom calling me beautiful or telling me that I look pretty. You know, everybody wants to hear that.
It's nurturing. Yeah. It's necessary. It's fertilizer for your growth.
Right.
You need that.
And those things just stuck with me, and I feel like they've affected me in relationships with men.
Definitely.
I want to start crying. Okay, my face is all
cry, girl, cry,
no.
cry.
I'm about to step out. I'm about to be outside right now.
Girl, you ain't going nowhere.
I know. Right in the bed.
You was late.
But no. This is like a very sensitive topic for me.
No,
but it stemmed from my childhood as well.
It's
my insecurities
connected,
and my lack of confidence stem from my childhood experiences.
Yeah. We can go back and I know that me and you share that journey as far as just like our parents and how but it's good that we have this awareness now because the awareness of it lets us be or attempt to be a change.
Right.
So we can break these generational curses, right? Like you said, like you try to go out your way to tell your daughter
just as she gets sick of it. Like it be days, like even when she's looking at some, like she's on TikTok or whatever, she's like, oh, she's so pretty. Like you are too. Like I didn't get that. My mom never did that. And I want to make sure my daughter gets that so she doesn't.
Very important. I've seen it play out many a times. Like I've seen going to like my nephew's basketball game or, you know, just seeing, you know, parents going so hard on their kids. Even calling them out their name, even just for the sake of a trophy or just for like it's really hard for a kid to unhear these things or understand that it's coming from a place of tough love. But it's like the parents,
they don't understand.
They're like projecting, like they want their own victory through their kids' accomplishments. But it's like the kids are their own.
Yeah, they're living through their children.
Beings. Yeah. With their own likes and dislikes. And that's something that I'm learning with my own son. It's like sometimes my son can be a little dark. He's a Scorpio. He's into art that shows some things that are violent, like the video games. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, I'm not going to shame him for that because there's people like Steven Spielberg and people that make horror films. And it's like, that is necessary in this world right now. So I'm not going to shame him for that. And I'm going to compliment and I'm going to try to, you know, boost that in him so he could be confident in himself. Even though it's a little different to some people, it's still him and there's space for him. You know, like looking back, maybe my parents didn't know or look at it this way, the way that we are able to in 2022.
Because you're just breaking a generational curse. Yeah. Your parents didn't accept you for who you were. And, you know, you're going to break that by accepting your son, even though.
Yeah. Ooh, we could sit here and trauma bond all damn day because, girl, I got stories.
Yeah, I do too. But I'm not trying to mess my makeup up.
Yeah. Also, outside of parenting, other things, like you said, like the bleaching of the skin and things like that, I feel like that also ties into what we see on TV or what we used to see on TV. I want to say that they are doing a good job of being more inclusive for, you know, different genders, different races, different backgrounds, cultures, all type of, like in the media today. So it's more of a rainbow of what we see on TV. Just relating to the bleaching of the skin. Because I know that wasn't just the Caribbean thing. That's happening over in India. That's happening in multiple places.
Happens. It's very, very popular.
But we are seeing a shift in today's culture where they are more inclusive and it's more diverse and things like that. So, I mean, progress, even though it's just a little, and we could sit here and talk about what we feel like it should look like, some progress is progress. And I'm grateful for that. So,
I have a question. Do you feel like if you're overly confident, you there's no room for insecurity? Do you feel like overly or confident people can still be insecure at times?
Definitely. So if we touch on the go-go dancing, for instance, when I was doing the go-go dancing, I'm confident. I think I'm pretty confident as a person. Like, I overcome it. I talk myself through it, and it's like, this shit is temporary. I'm gonna show up, and I'm not gonna have no choice but to be who I am. So me going into that realm, that world of go-go dancing, I'm showing up. I'm a little bigger than the girls that are dancing there. You know what I'm saying?
And do you feel like that's like an insecurity, like comparing your body to theirs?
Yes. So even though I'm confident and I know I look good because Octavia, you know, done blessed my face and I'm looking good, the gear is there, but I show up and I'm looking at everybody else and I don't look like them. You know, like they're...
So you do the comparisons?
Yeah, that's the ongoing...
I do that as
comparison is poison.
See, I do it as well, but
Poison.
In the opposite manner.
But then there's something that I do, and it's probably because of the ongoing practices, the meditation, the journaling, things like that. It's something that I can do where I can look at them and appreciate something in them. Like, that's beautiful. Actually, I would like that. Like, I would like that for myself. So I kind of see myself in others.
That's
so that way
growth,
it's like
it is.
Yeah. And that helps me overcome like that competition kind of thing.
Right.
Because competition, like I'm in competition with myself. Nobody is here to compete with me. They're here to teach me something about myself. And that may sound egotistical.
No, not at all. That's how it should be.
It really is.
You're always your own competition.
Yeah. Did I answer your question though?
Yes, you did.
Thank you. What did you say, Lionel? Oh, microphone. Hello, world.
I was gonna say something, but
shut your mouth, nasty girl. What else? So upbringing. Oh, you asked that question before I was gonna go to another external factor outside of parents, friendships and relationships.
Yeah, I would say relationships.
There's a thing that I was not aware of until about a year ago. It's something called gaslighting. And once I learned what gaslighting was, and I could look back and see how maybe I had been gaslighting people or how people have been gaslighting me, it's like, yo, it's so easy to do. And a lot of people don't even know what it is or the impact that they might be having on people. And what gaslighting is, a simple example is, if you tell me that you feel a certain way about anything, say if you're telling me that you take a sip of tea and you're like, I don't know about this tea, it's a little hot. This is a silly example, but you'll get the drift. This tea is hot. And I'm like, girl, it's not that hot. Something is wrong with your taste buds. Or, you know, like just downplaying what you're saying and making you question like, well, maybe it's not that hot. Maybe I am just overreacting. That little simple act of just creating a little bit of doubt in you, that's toxic. That's kind of, but it's so tricky because we're expressing ourselves, we're judging all day, you know, but it's like that gaslighting when it's consistent, that can really break a person down.
I absolutely agree.
Really break a person down. And that's just a term that I would like you viewers, like just Google gaslighting, just Google it. Come to know what it means. Look at yourself. Look at how you might be showing up in people's lives, what you might be doing that could be impacting others. Look at your relationships, see how people are affecting you. And if it's something that resonates or if it doesn't resonate, but you feel a little bit of guilt because it's coming from somebody close, you don't have to believe it. You don't have to believe it. Look at yourself. Learn what gaslighting is. Once I learned that, it really shifted my mentality with a lot of ways that I let external influences fuck up my confidence. Because at the end of the day, it's on me.
Right.
Yeah.
I feel like outside of the family or my, childhood trauma, I was into verbally and emotionally abusive relationships where I've questioned, from things that were said to me. My confidence was questioned. I had a serious lack of self-worth. It took me a while to heal from that, honestly. A lot of people speak on, like, when it comes to abusive relationships, physical versus verbal or emotional. Verbal and emotional can have a heavier effect on you than, especially if you're coming from a place where you already had, a lack of confidence, and somebody's saying things to you that makes you question.
And there'll be subtle things. That's what makes it more dangerous. Not to compare abuse. Right. Abuse is abuse.
Right.
Yeah, there's no separation. But not to put it on a spectrum at all. Physical is in your face. You know it. You can see J-Lo in enough getting beat up. You know what it is. You know what it is. Right. But it's the emotional. She was fucking his ass up. You saw that move. She was like, get your ass on me. Right. But there's that type of abuse, but then it's the psychological and emotional abuse that
to me, that's the worst type of abuse.
It breaks, because a lot of times you don't realize what it is until you're ready to end it.
Because it breaks you down.
Because of somebody else's perception of you.
Yes.
That's very dangerous. Very dangerous.
Speaking of that, one thing that I also struggled with, since we're still on the confidence thing, is others' perception of me. I don't feel like I struggle with that as much anymore, because I'm feel like you see me. You see
I
me,
see you, girl.
I'm trying.
Swear.
Yeah, I still. I'm not gonna lie, y'all. I'm not perfect. There's some days where I struggle with it, but I think I've made a lot of growth. There's been a lot of growth on my end.
Definitely.
As far as, the perception of others.
You got to be able to say, fuck it. And the shit on my Instagram page.
Once again, it's easier said than done.
No. When you repeat it over and over again and you just like, fuck it. Like, fuck it. Like, who is losing? Like, when I post things on Instagram, when I post videos of me dancing, and I see I will sit there and watch the video.
I be like, Connor, she got it, because I would never.
Exactly. People be like, girl, you're so empowering, so inspiring. I'm like, girl, if you knew how long it took for me to look at this and say, you know what, Carmen, fuck it.
But it just seems so natural. Like, you just.
Because it's a practice. It is something that I have to consistently do. I didn't just wake up this way. I really had to. It's been since 2017. And I'm just now I'm blooming. Like, what you see is me blooming now. But it took a minute for me to get here. Just this past year is when it's really just accelerated. But it took some time. And it's an ongoing practice. But to be able to just say, fuck it. Say it with us. Can you say it with us?
Fuck it.
Fuck it. For real. You really got to be able to say fuck it.
I keep looking at your lashes. They look so good.
You like my lashes?
Yes.
Ooh. Shout out to Octavia.
Yeah.
Leslie Blush, Echo 2.0, Burlington.
SheTheBomb.com.
SheTheBomb.com.
See these faces? No, she did a really good job.
Thank you.
Hello.
This is also something that can help boost your confidence. So, we all have filters and shit. I don't take pictures without filters these days. I'm going to keep it funky with you. You know what I'm saying? I don't look like that all the time.
She got this one.
Shut your mouth. Which one?
Wait, the one that you still got on here. You be like, wait, use my phone.
Yeah, use my phone.
No, I'm not going to lie. It's popping, y'all. I like your filter.
It's Snapchat. Shout out to Snapchat. Pay us.
Right?
What was I saying though?
We were talking about makeup.
Makeup, yes. So something that you can do to boost confidence. I know that I don't feel as confident, and not saying that people need makeup, but every now and then go get a facial.
I was going to say that, yeah.
Go get your face beat and go take yourself out to a restaurant.
Put them lashes. Sometimes you just need a fresh set of lashes.
Book a photo shoot.
You don't even need makeup. Put your lashes on and hit the streets.
That's the thing. People feel like, I feel like not all people.
Women.
If it doesn't resonate, don't let it resonate. But I feel like people feel like they need to be doing something or going somewhere to look their best. But sometimes, like you said, when you dancing naked to your music for an extra hour, like sometimes you just need that little extra bit of time to add that little lip gloss.
Absolutely.
Pick out some special earrings. Put on a shirt.
Moisturize your
body. A special color. a special color, like chakras and
See,
shit.
retail therapy is my thing as well. So
See, no, that's
go out, get you a little $20 outfit from Ross. Like, let me stop.
$20 don't get you far at Ross.
It will, yeah. Girl, you know I know how to shop, okay?
Ooh, at $20,
Not
that's
at
a pair of
Marshalls
jeans for
or
me.
TJ Maxx. Ross. Stick to Ross.
What can
You
I do
get you
with
a
$20?
pair. You get you a pair of jeans and a cute little shirt.
See, I be in the home goods section. I don't be.
I know
fucking
you do.
So
You look at
$20
the
ain't
damn-
getting me
She
far.
be looking at the damn plants. She like
$20. I'm buying $13 candles. What the fuck I'm gonna do with $20?
I'm just saying, like, retail therapy. I hate to say this sometimes. Buy your little pocketbook or shoes. Some shoes. Shoes always.
Shoes
fix.
do it for you.
Yeah, they do it for me. Fresh pair of shoes.
I can feel that. I can feel that. It's anything to just get you feeling
Just
good.
anything, right? Like, put a nice. I don't want to say like makeup as much because I feel like that's just teaching. Like, you know, it's just teaching people just to think that they're not as attractive unless
understand
their
that.
face is all made
I
up.
understand that for
So
some
I don't
people.
really want to preach that. I want to say like do something that makes you feel good. Go get a nice outfit, pair of shoes,
I can respect that.
pedicure,
Yeah.
a manicure.
Petty Manny.
Yeah. I mean, makeup, a face beat always helps, but
No, for
we
sure.
don't want to, you know
I
what I'm
get
saying?
exactly what you're saying is, to break it down, what you're saying is accept who you are
Yes.
without the makeup.
Right.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I accept who I am, so that's not
Because
my...
there's days where I struggle with that as well. Like, putting makeup on before I go out, step outside. Now, like, you know, fuck it.
I can understand that.
Except for when we do this podcast. You know, our faces got to be beat.
That's what I'm saying, though. Like a little makeover a day, a spa day, whether it's makeup
A spa
or...
day is really, yeah, spa day.
It's important. Makeup is my thing. I'm a creative, so I like to feel like a different person.
I know. You be like, girl,
put on a different color.
I'm about to
put
put
on
my
a
face
little,
beat just
you know?
because. I'm like, all right.
Yeah, because it's like that.
No.
I love it.
Agree. I love it too.
It's magic. It's kind of like it makes me feel. It does something to me.
But should we see? It makes
I
you feel
understand
like
what you're going too deep.
Because there's like,
don't go too deep on what I'm saying.
there's like different.
This is my opinion, viewers.
Right.
I'm not believing yourself.
But
Love
we don't
yourself
need
for
this.
you.
Right. That's where I'm going with it. Like,
But this is my thing, and this is not me every day, all day. So I
do
get
you
what you're
feel
saying.
like a face beat is a boost of confidence for you.
A face beat could be a boost of confidence because who doesn't feel good when they go and get the
Right.
lux?
Right.
I'm not saying, I don't want you guys to internalize that and say you need to have makeup on to feel good.
See, that's where
I don't
okay.
need makeup on to feel good. It just feels extra good, like I need to go do something
Okay.
and be seen
There you
and
go.
be doing my
There you
thing.
go.
You know what I'm
There you
saying?
go.
Because that's how I feel. So let's not internalize it.
Okay.
I see what you're saying. Love the skin you're in.
That's what I was trying to
Period.
say.
First, I get you. But also go visit Octavia down at High Street.
Code 2.0. Right.
Nah, I get what you're saying though. Nah. Was that shallow? I don't give a fuck.
I don't think
I like
so.
getting my lashes.
No, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying, but I also want to say that we don't need makeup to feel beautiful or confident.
Yes.
But
That's a good foundation to build
right.
on. I got you.
feeling extra, a face beat will make you feel extra confident.
Definitely
you know what I'm saying?
so. You
I'm a
can't
little
deny
litty,
it.
so.
You little litty.
Little.
I know Lionel done made us.
What is
these,
this for you? Say,
Shut your damn mouth.
Wait.
It's 3.
I'm only on 2. Okay, I don't really drink that much.
Because you were late. If you would have been on time.
You know I'm always late.
That's one thing too. I'm starting to understand and accept that I will be the late person to every event.
I am that person.
I
though.
am that person too.
Me too.
We could depend on that.
No, I'll be later than you though. You were here before me. You're always there before me.
But I'm late.
Yeah, you are.
So that just shows that you are irresponsible.
I'm just later. Right.
I'm later. It's all good. We're going to be there. We're going to show
I can't
up.
be on time to save my life for shit, girl.
Don't say that.
I can't though. But it's okay. I'm cool with it.
And that's
I
what
show
matters.
up.
Look at your
I may
confidence.
show up late, but I'm gonna show up. Sometimes I might not show up though. Say no. Wait, no, I am gonna show up.
You showed up today, and I'm
Yeah.
happy about that.
Thank you.
Thank you. Lionel, what the hell
Lionel's
you
like,
putting
what
these things? Say nah.
are you talking about? Right? It's your fault, Lionel.
Okay, focus.
All right.
How can we? All right. So outside of the gaslighting, relationships, things like that, bringing it back to confidence, boosting confidence. I feel like we touched on that.
Well,
throughout.
we didn't visit one thing that I wanted to discuss. Affirmations, like positive affirmations to help.
I like affirmations.
As far as women go,
hit my bell while we say
Was it
affirmations.
Tony or Tori Jones? I think positive affirmations. Oh, it's so cute.
Do you feel that?
Wait, no, I didn't feel it.
Would you like to try?
Yeah, how we do this?
Don't touch.
So
the
I
bowl.
think a positive
let your fingers touch the
affirmation. Who is it? I listen. Londrell. He's really good for positive affirms.
Londrell is a I would call him a healer. He's a healer.
He's a healer.
A meditation guide.
Would you consider him like a life coach? He's not certified to be a life coach. It's so hard to describe what he does. But
he's a
beautiful.
Leader.
It's beautiful.
He's
Y'all
an
gotta check him out.
inspiration.
Londrell, LONDRELLE. My favorite is the meditation mixtape.
I start my day off with Londrell.
The self care mixtape.
Every time I play Londrell for somebody, they say he sound like Kendrick Lamar.
He does.
Life is a beautiful mess. A beautiful mess. I appreciate
That's
him.
my shit though. Don't do that to him.
No, I love it. I love it too.
him. Just listening to positive affirmations, I feel like can help uplift.
Give me the bell because you ain't about to do shit with it.
Right.
Let me go.
Can help boost your confidence.
Give me one.
A woman's
Make one up.
What?
Say an affirmation.
Is that how you do it with the sound bowl?
Give me an affirmation or I'm going to go.
Hey, that sounded so
I
demanding.
am strong.
Is that how you're supposed to do it?
Who's according to
Shut
who?
up. Don't be like.
Just make one up. Come on.
I am enough.
Ooh. I am everything.
I am love. Like that.
I believe in my ideas.
Hold on, give me a minute. Wait. Wait.
Hold up. I like that though,
Ooh,
but this
that
is
was
something.
cute.
This is something that you can do. I don't know if with a bowl or with whatever.
This kind of looks like a pilon. Like, you know the thing.
What's a pilon?
A pilon. It's
pilon?
like
That's a coffee.
No, it's like you know when you mash the herbs and stuff like that.
A mortar and pestle.
Okay, well we call it the pilon because that's Creole, but this is what it looks like.
Ça passe. Okay, a pilon.
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 Yeah.
Pilon. No, this is a singing bowl. It's a mini one. I got it from Amazon.
I know it's cute.
Amazon
What happened to
is
your other
like-
one? I thought you had another one.
No, I didn't have another one.
I've always wanted.
I have a drum.
We're good.
And we're back.
As you can see, I have one earring in, one earring in, and one earring out.
That's on God. Come on, affirmation.
All right, so when you're feeling low vibrational or lack of confidence, I highly recommend listening to some positive affirmations. We got into Londrell.
What are affirmations, Fani?
Don't do this to me.
But some people may not know them by affirmation.
I just describe it as like phrases or chant, even songs that mantras that uplift you, or they, you know. I like, what is her name? Tony Jones. She's more women. She's more of a women's. Londrell overall is my favorite. That's for men and women, I would guess. He's just unisex. Tony, I feel like as a female, I would highly recommend for women because she doesn't do the guys affirmation, right? It's strictly women.
Not just women. She has one called Lens Check. Lens Check is really good. It has to do with checking your ego out.
Okay,
and
I
that's
didn't hear that
pretty
one.
unisex. That's pretty.
I feel like a lot of her stuff is targeted towards women.
When she's talking about that yoni,
yes, healing your heels. Like I like listening to like a positive affirmation. I think is a great start to your day.
Also, instead of external influences, we can create our own affirmations, which is what we pretty much did before the break. But there's no right or wrong way to do your affirmation. What works for you. Like Fani said, it's just about the speaking to self. And what you're doing is kind of reprogramming your thinking patterns. So on days where you may not feel your best, your most confident, your prettiest, whatever, if you have a job interview, you can create an affirmation that will get you inspired enough to walk out your house and go accomplish that shit. So
like, I know you have the what do you put the little post-it notes on your mirror?
Oh yeah.
Like, so remember I had like a little thing with the index cards, and I would put like, certain little
I got this drum in the headlock.
affirmations, just personal that speaks out to me. Like I would cut out like, little cue cards and, like you are enough, like things that stick out to me. I personalize
that is so important.
My own affirmations,
I was
and I'll
driving
put
today.
them up. Like
I sent you that.
Yeah.
I am. It was I am
and
on a
you
license
put it up
plate,
somewhere,
y'all.
like on your mirror, maybe like before you leave the house, if you have like a hallway foyer, just post them up. And so whenever you're entering or exiting, I would say maybe exiting, when you're off to work in the morning, whatever, just make sure it's there so you see it when you're heading out the door or when you first wake up. I like to do it in the bathroom though. I like to put the post-it notes, but Justice thinks it's kind of weird. Like when she goes in the bathroom and she sees post-it notes, like
let these children think
right.
what they want.
I think that's a really
them.
good place to do it. When you wake up in the morning, you see the post-it notes of positive affirmations, personalized for you. That's brushing your teeth, washing. Yeah.
So I don't journal as much as I used to.
You did used to a lot, right?
But when you're journaling, so there was a specific way that I used to journal. I used to journal focusing on my problems. This happened and I felt this and da-da-da-da, like in my victim shit. Mm-hmm. But there came a point on my journey of journaling where instead of talking about shit from a complaining point of view, I would focus on what I am. That's actually really what I've learned. So it's kind of like I'm changing the narrative of what's coming out. So instead of I'm sad that this happened, I'm grateful that I have the wisdom now. Or instead of why did I do this? It's like I understand this. Or like just speaking into myself instead of taking from myself.
It's funny that you say that because I feel like I shied away from journaling because it was just me pouring out. It's like negative stuff. Like and this happened, I didn't like it. So I kind of stopped journaling for a while because
it's like
I'm
dwelling.
Like, what am I doing?
It's
this
like you're
for?
Just dwelling.
Right.
Dwelling.
And ruminating, is that how we say?
Ruminating.
And it would just always leave
Google
me
that word
in
too.
a bad space. And like sitting here like writing it's like writing in a diary, but it's nothing positive.
So you can write your affirmations where
that's a really great idea. Right.
When I would wake up, I haven't done this in a while and I should probably get back to it. Moment of accountability. But I would start my day with, I am grateful. I am clear. I value clarity. Like I would just focus on things that bring joy to me. Those are affirmations. And that would kind of set my mood for the day. Also another thing to boost confidence, like you said, music has healing power, like the Tony Jones or the Londrell. There's just different genres of music that speak positivity and just encouragement and confidence. I don't know if y'all know there was like a trend going on. What's her name? I am woman. I am What's her name? Haley? Ellie. Ellie is her name. But just certain songs that just boost you and make you feel like, yes.
I like old school reggae. It's something in like the vibrations of the
music, the actual sound.
Even though you be getting on me about my compa, but it's more than the words. It's the music and the melodies,
the frequency,
the frequencies.
That's something else. That's
so when I'm feeling like that, Bob Marley, Brace Hammond, Morgan Heritage, always compa. I'm always listening to my compa, but. Yeah, I think, like I said, music has healing properties, and it could put you in a like better space. Should we visit Abraham Hicks?
Ooh,
because you put me on.
I feel like this is a whole episode within itself. Look, we're like fans
I know.
Now. Abraham,
right? Get at us, like no. Yeah, that might be
Esther Hicks, Abraham Hicks.
Yeah, I love her.
Yeah, look her up online if you are into just. She's not religious at all, and she's not even spiritual. She's pretty much telling you what it is and how our energy and how we think and how we speak and how we hold situations, how we experience, how we view our experiences, like how that just impacts our day, our lives, what we create, our reality.
Her videos, though, I feel like every time I watch her video, it just puts me in a much better place. And she's funny as shit too.
She is funny.
She does all her little videos and cartoons.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know. Ever since you introduced me, I feel like I watched at least one or two like a day. Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah, she's dope.
She's
There's a lot of
dope.
people like that.
Yeah.
Dr. Joe Dispenza too. Look,
Ralph
are we
Smart.
getting paid
Wait,
for
Ralph
dropping
Smart.
these names?
Deep divers, go ahead and do the deep diver.
Cool waters diving deep. What's his name?
Slow motion is like. And then how you do it? Like Ralph Smart,
That
y'all.
looked mad inappropriate.
I know. That's what he do though. Like why is he? Like, he got a dick in his mouth. Like, let me shut up. I love Ralph Smart as well.
His name is Rob Smart.
Ralph,
He got that good brain.
Girl, we ain't getting nothing from this nigga. He be like, fuck.
I don't want none of that. Excuse me.
Sponsorships and stuff. But,
sponsorships?
No, he's actually really dope as well. I like Ralph, Abraham, but they're more like, I would say they're motivational. I would consider them more as motivational speakers and life coaches.
Yeah. Londrell and Tony Jones for your affirmations.
Affirmations, yes.
Tap in, tune in, tell us how you like it. Leave comments. I'm gonna put a post up or something so y'all can interact with us.
Yeah, we need
Let
y'all to
us know
interact
who you
with us.
listen to. Put us on. Put us on. Let me
Is
know.
there topics that you want us to that you would like for us to discuss? Like, let us.
Oh, that
what's
too.
The email. How they gonna reach out to us?
Instagram,
hit us up on the DM.
warlockhorse@gmail.com.
Or hit us on the DM for people that don't like doing emails.
It's 2022. Get your email game up, son. We professionals over here. Shoot us an email. I don't check my DMs all the time. But no, we do encourage you to engage with
feedback,
us.
guys.
We are here for you. We love talking to each other, but we're doing this of service for ourselves. Oh, yes, comment on this video. Subscribe to BWC Media Network because you know that's home squad.
Or you guys can follow us on Instagram at
Yes.
warlockhorse.com.
.com.
No, Instagram, girl.
.com.
You know, .com on Instagram.
.com. It just sounds official. Shut up.
It does, right?
Maybe. Warlock Horse.
Mine is the .com on Instagram.
Hey, yo, boss man, we got to get the domain.
What you know?
We got to get the domain.
Right.
Cut that out of there. We got to get the domain. But yeah, it's your girl Carmen Ye.
And it's your girl, Fani.
And this has been another episode of
Warlock Horse.